Switch focus to Manappuram Finance then, and the case for a chat here being we'd like to get in the borrowing outlook for gold financing companies and what the business outlook in general is for FY20. So let's welcome on board then the management joining in on the show right now. VP Nandakumar, the MD and CEO at Manappuram. Mr. Nandakumar, thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. Tell us a little bit about how the performance in gold loan segment has been and what is the outlook going forward.
Gold loan growth this year has not been that good. Originally we expected some 15% growth. The first quarter of this year we could get growth. Second quarter it was flat. Third quarter we could actually also not little degrowth was there in the tonnage. Fourth quarter I think there will be some growth. So this year overall we expect an AUM growth of nearly 7 to 8%, as against our expected growth of 15%. So it was not that good, but last quarter is showing some improvement in growth. I think the coming quarters, that is first quarter, second quarter of next year, this trend may follow.
Right. There have also been a lot of concerns and some amount of stress in the SME segment. What is your exposure here and what are the asset quality trends that you're witnessing?
So, our exposure to SME is very low. Some residual portfolio of some 30 crores was there in the overall consolidated portfolio of 19,000 crores. So, it is very insignificant. Well, that also, these are all residual portfolio from which we are able to collect now.
You also recently approved equity infusion up to 120 crores, in your subsidiary, Ashirwad Microfinance. What's the growth you're seeing in that space?
Microfinance industry is doing very well. Ashirwad has grown around 40% this year. Already they have crossed 3,600 crores. So a good growth is there. In fact, we have infused not 120. In fact, we have infused 250 crores into that. So it will sufficiently capitalize the company to grow to around 4,000 crores. But for next year's growth, the company need more capital. We plan to raise from the private equity during the first or second quarter of next year. So the bankers are already lined up and discussions are going on. Yeah, hopefully we will get it. We plan to raise some 700 crores there.
How do you see your borrowing costs shaping up for the coming quarters? Has the liquidity situation seen an improvement from what we saw back in October?
So the liquidity situation for us has not gone bad at all. Maybe because our gold loan product, which is of 3 months, we enjoy a high liquidity already. So the lenders also continue to support us, even CP, even during the most crucial phase. We used to get the CP renewed. Similarly, all the bank renewals also happened. So we got some additional sanctions also during this phase. NABARD has sanctioned us over 700 crores. All the other banks renewed. Some fresh sanctions from other banks also have come. And we are in the final stage of signing with IFC, International Finance Corporation, for a borrowal of around 500 crores. So the liquidity situation for us has remained always good, but at the same time the cost has gone up. The cost is now around 9.6%, over 9.6%. So we hope that will come down by at least 50-60 bips, but it has not come down because we expected, because of the repo rate is down by 25%, and also the 0.25% is the repo rate down. So the the other thing, the risk weight for our lender, bankers, has come down with a new harmonization of regulation. For with this, our microfinance business as well as gold loan business get an advantage through the harmonization of regulation. So, but all these, with all these, we factored the cost going down by at least 60 bps, but it is not coming. It has not come down.
Right. Banks have been dominating your borrowing profile so far. How's the lending been by banks on ground? And also, do you see yourself benefiting from the RBI's recent risk weight lending to NBFCs?
For us, from the banks also, we continue to get the support without any interruption. So, but from April onwards, we hope that the cost will come down. The banks will will reduce the cost, and we hope more bankers will come to lend us with this advantage they have. Because of that, I hope we'll be in a position to choose between.
Now there has been some growing consensus that the RBI would slash rates at its next meeting, which we're tracking, of course, this week. If we do see that come through, and 25 basis points is the expectation, would you be passing it on to consumers?
No, we welcome this step from the regulator. We are happy to hear that. So as and when we get a reduction in our average borrowing rate, we used to pass it on. We continue to do that going forward also.
All right, Mr. Nandakumar, thanks so much for joining us and talking us through the latest there. Kunal's also standing by. I will